Never, never, never die. 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 Never die.
Fuck you.
All right, it is Friday. It is 9:48 a.m. There was no podcast pretty much this whole week because, family over, had shit going on. So take a little break, enjoy my time, enjoy my family, see the things going on, and, it is what it is. But before I get into today's podcast, I want to thank Blackstone Labs for sponsoring me, sponsoring this podcast. You can get 20% off your entire order at blackstonelabs.com. Look, if you're trying to get jacked, you're trying to get shredded, trying to put on muscle, whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, Blackstone Labs can help you, and you can get 20% off your entire order, blackstonelabs.com. Use promo code B2the4thpower at checkout and get yourself hooked the fuck up. This is not a one-time use code. You can use it multiple times, so don't even worry about it. Use it every time you order. That's 20% off your entire order, blackstonelabs.com. Proteins, branching amino acids, pre-workouts, thermogenics, whatever it is you're trying to do, Blackstone Labs can help you. Just use promo code B2the4thpower at checkout. CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. That is CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. No job too big, no job too small. Residential, commercial, does not matter. CH Concrete can help you. Just mention the Angry Dad and they'll take care of you. Sleep Terror Clothing. Look, a dark occult clothing. Art prints, t-shirts, beard oil. Look, coffee mugs. They have it all. And they have the great stuff. It's high quality material. You know what I'm saying? It fits good, looks good. You can even, I cut off the sleeves off of everything. Let me tell you right now, they cut perfectly. That is sleepterrorclothing.com. Just go down there, check out the website. Links in my bio, all that fucking good shit. Go check them the fuck out. That is sleepterrorclothing.com. Now that all said out the way, done. Yesterday, I had a little bit, not an epiphany, but as a father, and like I said, I have 4 kids, and I try to teach them, I try to grow them to be themselves, to be the person that they want to be an individual. And when I mean an individual, I mean the person they want to grow up to be. They don't need to be like me ever. All right, I want them to be better than me. That's what parents, strive for. Them to be their own adult, them to make their own decisions, them to understand situations. And it's about teaching them. It's about growing them. It's about molding them to be what they need to be. Not what you want them to be, but what they need to be. And with that being said and done, my son was in a little bit of a situation, and I was there for the situation, and I was kind of eyeballing, kind of peeking, kind of watching, and they were in a class. Him and his best friend were been doing lightsaber fighting. And like I said, I'm not sitting here trying to bash the company. I'm not sitting here trying to set, because it's a great company, it's a great place, and I'm just gonna say that flat out because, like I said, there's multiple classes there, and the class that my son originally started taking it's a great class. I like the teacher. I like the way he teaches. I like the way he trains. I like the background that he has, and he's very, very positive towards the kids, teaching them how to do it right, not just showing them, but making sure that they follow through, making sure that they understand, making sure that they get technique. You know what I'm saying? That's something I can appreciate because, like I said, I have not the greatest martial arts background, but I do have a martial arts background. I've had classes and all that fucking shit, and I've been through the program way before it got to all this MMA stuff. But like I said, it is what it is. And so they're teaching martial art classes, they're teaching lightsaber training, they're getting these lessons in. And with these lessons that they're learning, what it is, it's building self, it's building character. My son doesn't get very excited over a lot of things, but the thing is this excites him. This gets him happy. This gets him wanting to move out the house and not just being lazy and sitting around. Look, which he's not being lazy. He does his school all day long. And what he chooses to do with his time is what he chooses with his time. I'm not going to sit there and be like, you need to do this, you need to do that. It just is what it is. He's doing his job, so I'm not going to sit there and complain. He's really stepped up his game lately, so it is what it is. But the thing is we found this place, we went to this place, and he's all in. This is what he's about. He loves Star Wars. He loves doing this shit. So, why would I not push or make him, or not make him, but assist him in doing something that he loves, something that he's found a passion for, something that's wanting to make him active. You hear what I'm saying? So, being the kind of parent that I am, I'm if you show interest, if you push towards it, if you really show me that you're going to do this, I will back you up 110%. That's just, it is what it is. I have your back to the very end. Whatever you need to do, whatever you need to get done to achieve this, I'm going to help you. That's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, prove to me that you want to do this, prove to me that you're committed to this, and I'm going to assist you in furthering this. So guess what? He on time with the classes. He's making sure that I remember that I need to take him, and that, oh, don't forget this day, we're going to do this. And, so I go out of the way, my wife goes out of the way to make sure that he's doing this. So another class was presented to us as an endurance class, a class that you can train, a class that you can be in and just be more active. It's supposed to be calisthenics. It's supposed to be, endurance training. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's very excited about this. I'm like, all right, this is more physical activity for him to do. So of course I'm going to do it. Well, we get there. Unfortunately, I wasn't specific on the time. I just thought it was the same time as the other classes, and that class didn't start till a little bit later. So we just kind of hung out. And, the kids were battling with the lightsabers and stuff like that. These are all like legit, like lightsabers. They cost a lot of money, but they have loaners there that you can use. And so once this class starting, because the mood was great, the mood was happy, and I'm, like, all right, fuck it. I sit in the corner, fuck with my phone, let them do their thing. This, like I said, I don't have 100% interest in this. It's not my thing. It's not what I'm out here to do. But the thing is my son is interested. So guess the fuck what? I'll spend my time doing this, because that's what parents do. So this is practice. This is training, just like you would for baseball, basketball, football. You sit there and you watch them. That's what I've always done. I've always been active in any kind of sports in my kids' lives that they played in, and to make sure that I'm there, make sure I'm there to encourage them, watch their practices, watch their games as much as I possibly could. That's just how I am. So why would I not do the same with this? So with that being said and done, during this their endurance class that they wanted to call this an endurance class, which it wasn't. This is like a very unorganized circuit training class, and because this is an unorganized circuit training class, I know what fitness is. I'm not in the best shape right now, but the thing is I know what training is. I know what organization is. I know what running a class is, because I've never been a professional trainer or personal trainer. I've trained many people. I've had people under my wing, teach them, showing them, guiding them into this style of fitness life. And so, I can see the unorganization. I can see the disarray that's going on. And there's only technically, it's 6 people in total, but 4 people really doing this, and there's conversation being had. I have one earphone in because, I'm scrolling through TikTok. I'm scrolling through Instagram. I'm just doing my social media thing like I normally do on a daily basis. I just happen to have to do it here. So with that being said and done, I am paying attention. I am looking at them. I can hear them. And so I hear a couple of comments. I hear a couple of words. I hear, small bickering and disagreement between things. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and start shit, because this is a place that my son loves to visit. This just happens to be one class. He just happens to be 2 people that I don't have much interaction with. And like I said, I don't have much interaction with most people there. I just kind of sit there and just mind my own fucking business while my kids have a good fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said and with that being done, as I kind of like every so often hear something, I kind of look over. And then as I look over, I see conversation stop. And so as this continues to go, I'm just like, all right, it's not out of hand, but it's a little rude and a little, like, it's hard to place the fucking word, but like I said, I just don't care for it. I don't like it. I don't like the body language. I don't like the attitude. And like I said, once again, being a parent, being an adult, I have to show restraint. And the reason I show these restraints is because my boys are here. When I mean my boys, it's my son and his best friend. So guess what? They treat each other like brothers. So I'm gonna associate them as that. That's just what it is. They're both my boys. They're here with me. I'm watching them. I'm supervising them. They're under my fucking care. You know what I'm saying? I would break both these fucking people's arms if something were to be said to these boys, and I didn't like it. But the thing is it's 2 people. And with that being only 2 people, and I don't have interaction, this is just a first-time class that we've done this class. And at the end of this class, both the boys are like, I don't like this, and I don't want to do this again. So I kind of like, not poke and prod, but I'm like, well, you guys, they commit to this. You guys got to do this. Well, I don't like the way they were talking to me. I don't like the way they were talking to the other people. And that's the conversation that I was hearing. All right. Certain people have a certain amount of disrespect in their life, and if as soon as they get a little inch of power, all of a sudden that respect that they think they have is, I can do and say whatever I want. We all know those people, like, you know what I'm saying, they're mistreated, they're bullied themselves, they have no self-esteem, they have none of these things. But the thing is I understand that. I get that. So when they're running a class or they're around people that they feel they're better than, people will treat people like that. It just is what it is. And like I said, I would definitely fucking jump over and on top of both these fucking people and show them, because like I said, they feel they're strong. They feel that, you know, they can use these lightsabers. I was like, they don't understand what it is to be really hurt, or to really be in this kind of position where I'm not an average person. I'm not sitting here like, you know, I will take a fucking full-on hit from something and then brutally beat you to fucking death with it. But the thing is that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to be a parent. I'm here to be an adult. And I'm here for this situation. But the thing that made me proud, the thing that made me happy is that my boys recognize this. And not even recognize it, they spoke up about it. And that's one of those things is most people don't teach their kids how to speak up when something is wrong, something is bad. You know, my son mentioned a few things that, like, hey, I told them this. I said this. I called them out on this. And then they kept doing it. And I didn't like that. They were talking shit about a couple other people in the class. There were 2 other people. They were saying, you know, smart ass remarks. And, you know, my son is a smart ass. My son jokes around. He likes to play. It is what it is, because he's a teenage fucking kid. But everyone else in his class is pretty much over 20. And he didn't like the way they were speaking to people. The amount of disrespect. I teach my kids respect. I teach my kids to make sure that they pay attention. I make sure my kids learn they need to be who they need to be. And if something they don't like, they don't have to deal with it. They don't have to talk about it. They need to address it right there and then. And guess what they fucking did? They addressed it. These people didn't hear it. I heard it. And then they were like, we don't want to do this class again. And guess the fuck what I did? We're not doing this class again. Don't worry about this class again. Guess what? They were praising their teacher from the other class. He's like, he was never like this. He doesn't talk like this. He doesn't treat people like this. He made me feel bad for the person that they were talking the most shit about. And that lets me know that my kids have a good fucking sense of humanity, respect, and the ability to speak the fuck up. So guess the fuck what? We don't have to do that class. Just because 2 people fuck something up doesn't mean they got to fuck it up for everybody else. And like I said, I'm not here to bash this fucking place, because this place is fucking great. The kids love it. They're all about it. And that's what I'm about. But it only takes 2 assholes to fuck something up, and guess the fuck what? That class that they were doing that would have been great for them to have more physical activity is something we're not going to fucking do again. They can do it at home. They can do it anywhere else. They can just take the one fucking class. And that's perfectly fucking fine with me. But it lets me know that my kids are on the right path. They're on the right choice. They've made the right decision to understand they don't like this, and they can say something about it and feel brave enough to say something about it. Because guess the fuck what? Some people don't know how to teach their kids that. Some people never teach it. Some people deal with situations and they just try to wait for it to blow over. But no, they nailed it right up front. They talked about it. They discussed it. And they were like, I don't like this. And guess the fuck what? That lets me know that they're right on point. They're right with life. They know what the fuck is going on. And I appreciate that. It makes me feel proud that they understand they need to be a certain kind of person. A right person, a good person, a decent person, a person with common fucking sense. And that makes me fucking happy. Proud to be a father, proud to be his father, proud to be both in these boys' lives, that they understand what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. So guess the fuck what? This is the Angry Motherfucking Dad. You want to watch my shit? IGTV, YouTube. You want to listen to it? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. This motherfucker's everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe, all that fucking bullshit. It's out there. All right, I'm also part of the SIP Network. That's a slightly irregular podcast network, a group of powerful podcasters out there sharing their shit. Sitnet.us will take you to every one of our websites, every one of our platforms, every one of our merch stores, anything that you want to get in contact, sipnet.us. It'll take you to everything. All right. Slightly irregular podcast network. It's Network SIP on Twitter, SIP Network on Instagram. Check it the fuck out. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate it. Also to blackstonelabs.com, B2the4thpower checkout, get yourself hooked the fuck up. CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. That is CH Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. SleepTerrorClothing.com. Check them the fuck out. I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all motherfuckers on the next one. Fuck.
Always living, always living, always living, always living, always living.